I want every white person in this room who would be happy to be treated as this society in general treats our citizens, our black citizens. If you, as a white person, would be happy to receive the same treatment that our black citizens do in this society, please stand. You didn't understand the directions. If you white folks want to be treated the way blacks are in this society, stand. Nobody's standing here. That says very plainly that you know what's happening. You know you don't want it for you. I want to know why you're so willing to accept it or to allow it to happen for others.
Questions on the MC. Johnny. All lives matter. Yes, I agree with that. But right now, let's talk about who's under attack. Do you feel threatened by me just because I'm black? Let's get into that. Let's talk about how officer was in that profile. As my vehicle slows down, both hands out the window, your hands on your pistol. I clearly blew the whistle, clearly threw the towel in. Why you so aroused then? Is it my loud skin? I broke the volume. My iPhone is my witness. I pray to God that my name ain't on that hit list. Just trying to enjoy the summertime. Please don't put my name after that number sign. I don't want to trend, I just want to win. Fuck race barriers, I just want to blend. They say I played a race car other than my face. What the fuck you run my plates for? As my head hang low, I feel the hate sore. Is it routine for you to call 8 more? For little old me. Why can't I just pay that little old fee? Why can't I reach for my wallet slowly? You swore under oath, now you're getting cold feet, Lewis.
All lives matter. It's actually a violent statement because the only time that people say all lives matter is in opposition to Black Lives Matter.
Nor will I ever sacrifice my skin for the white man's standards. So anybody ever expects me to do anything but be myself, they got me fucked up.
They tryna take us out, so I ain't stepping out the car no more. They only got the power cause we don't know who we are no more. Look at us as targets, bro. Make up shit the charges for, then call us savage when we finally yell Geronimo. Abuse of your authority, your sergeant just ignore me. Put your phone down, come help and stop recording me. Fuck your brotherhood, clan hoods, and your sororities. How long you been extorting me? Now I'm Robert Ory B. Blue Lives Matter got me laughing, that shit comical. You proud, say it loud, Jarvis Neely was phenomenal. Let these bitches know we get more ignorant than designer do. We gods in the flesh, more intelligence than Quantico. Real life freedom costs you lesser than Obama phones. If you fail to see it, then you sleep with no pajamas on. Let them know the time has come. Now we on what Malcolm on. It's cool when you was Al Capone, but now we kicked you out the throne. Evict you out your home, make you see reality. Make you see what is, what it was, and what it had to be. You killed my mother's brother, then show your badge to me. I told you that I'm innocent and you just laughed at me. Shooting niggas off the jump like you practicing. That's what we mean by Black Lives Mattering. To get the triumph, you make a left a tragedy. We about to see the bigger picture, God's masterpiece.
Johnny.
Call for calmness and call for order. I say yes, but it's not the absence of tension. It's got to be the presence of that justice and accountability and that fairness. When I hear the authorities, even President Obama says, well, the attack on the police is an attack on all of us. I said, okay, but an attack on Black people, especially Black youth, is also an attack on all of us. If, in fact, the attack on the police is an assault on all of us, then when the police unfairly maims and murders civilians, the police is killing on behalf of all of us. Well, I don't want the police kill on behalf of me. I want the police to be treated with respect and fairly. And I want Black youth and brown youth, Black men and Black women to be treated fairly.
Peace and love, family. Peace and love. You just heard Passport Lewis featuring Jerk, License to Kill. I'm going to drop the link. Hold on. Because people ask me afterwards, like, where did you get that song from? Or who sung that song? So I want to make sure I drop the link in the chat, and I just did. And so if you want to listen to that again, make sure that you, matter of fact, let me get it off my screen. Make sure that you click on the link, family. But peace and love to your family. I decided to go live early today because it's Labor Day and we're off. Well, most of us are. I do know that there are some people who are still working on Labor Day. And shout out to those people who are listening now and who may be listening in the archives. But I want to salute everyone who came through. I see the Queen Mothers are in the building. One of the Queen Mothers, she said it's her birthday, Virgo Venom. She said, happy solar return to me. This is a great gift. Shout out to the family and dr.maat.msu. Shout out to you, Queen Mother, and happy solar revolution to you, Queen Mother. And I wish you many, many more, y'all. Can we just say happy birthday to the Queen Mother in the chat? And we could type happy birthday to the Queen Mother. That'd be great. I also see another Queen Mother, Marcia Pender, is in the building. She says, so many distractions, but we must walk and chew gum these days because the distractions will not cease to be here. Yeah, I'm not saying they're going to cease, but we got to stay focused, Queen Mother. That's what I'm saying. I get that it's always going to be there, but we have to stay the course. We have to stay focused, Ashe. And so Yasmin Bell, I see you in the building. He said, peace and love. Peace to you, Yasmin Bell. I see Tiffany, one of our moderators, in the building. Peace and love. I see King Ramya. Or is that Ramya? Hope I didn't butcher your name, Warrior. It says, peace and salute, Dr. Maat and Baba Amin. So peace to you. I see you. Who else do we got? Got Kamasi in the building. Fox said, peace, Dr. Maat. You always have awesome music on deck. Appreciate it, Warrior. Appreciate it. I see Letitia's in the building. Peace and love to you. And thank you so much, y'all, for wishing her happy birthday. Family, right now, take a moment to thumb up the video, and let's get these views up. Let's fill up this virtual space as much as we can. And you know how we can do it in the 21st century? We can each one teach one by just sharing. So I want you to take a moment right now, go on your social media, copy the link to this discussion, put it on your Facebook page or your Twitter page, or if you have family group chats or friend group chats, make sure you put it in there. Let's fill this space up. Let's get the views up, family. Let's get the views up. Baba Amin, peace and love to you, Baba. How are you?
Black Power. I'm good. How you doing, Dr. Maat?
I'm doing all right, Baba. I'm just here kicking it, keeping it Coogee Chagalia. That's all, Baba.
Yeah, I got STEM on my mind today. I got STEM on my mind today. We get ready. School starts for UA online tomorrow. So I'm hyped up. I'm hyped up and ready to teach.
Well, you sent me that text. I said, only Baba. Only Baba. Look, the rest of us, when it's time to go back, we're like, oh, got to go in here. Your Baba's like, no, come on, let's go. Let's get started. That's the only Baba.
I can only do it one way. I'm going to do it one way, and I can only do it in one mood, and that's this one. You know what I'm saying? Right here. How people drag themselves into a classroom, I'll never figure it out. You know what I'm saying? You got to love it. You got to go with it.
You do have to love it. You do have to love what you do.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So I'm hyped. It's a beautiful day. I'm on here with you. I mean, come on. You know what? I get to chop it up with Dr. Maat live.
Likewise.
With the family, with the village out there. Shout out to the village, to the family out there on this beautiful platform, on this beautiful, beautiful Monday. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it.
Let's get it, Baba. And so I want to start, Baba. And you see the title, Baba. And you and I, we talked about this a few days ago. We talked about going live and we were trying to coordinate a date and time. And I said, Baba, I just want to talk about, so many different events, so many different distractions are happening. And so this morning when I woke up, I said, you know what? I want to title this So Many Distractions, right? You got Trump, the RICO case, celebrity gossip, all of this other stuff, right? But I wanted to encourage our people to stay focused, stay the course. It's a lot going on in the world. It's a lot going on in our families, a lot going on in our communities, but we have to stay focused. We have to stay the course. And so I wanted to bring you online to help me unpack, you know, some of these current events that we've been hearing about, and some of it we haven't heard about, right? Like, so we've been hearing about the things that they want us to know, right? But there are things that are going on in the world that they do not speak about on the mainstream media. Also, Bob, I want to take a moment to pause to acknowledge Bloody September. We're, you know, Bloody September's here. So we just finished coming out of Black August, and we entered into what they call Bloody September. And so I didn't even know, Baba, that was a thing. And shout out to brother Haki Shakur, who came on the platform, you know, about a week ago. Yeah, he started talking about, he said, yeah, right after Black August, it's Bloody September. Now, I am aware of events and things that happen, you know, some of them, not all of them, but some of the things that happen in, you know, the month of September, but I wasn't aware that Bloody September was an actual thing. Baba, were you aware of that?
I wasn't aware of that. I just learned something new. I wasn't aware that Bloody September was a thing, you know, but is that related to like a lot of massacres that have happened in history?
Yeah, some of them.
The month of September. Right?
Absolutely. Yep. A lot of rebellions, massacres, absolute executions, even some births, you know, some births and deaths of, you know, some of our freedom fighters. And so, so I told him I need him to come back on his platform and really, you know, expound on that, describe what's going on, what is Bloody September, and, you know, and go from there. So I did touch base with brother Haki Shakur, I think it was yesterday or the day before, and he should be back around the end of the month, probably like the third week of September, to talk about, you know, Black August in detail. Presentation on Bloody September. So I'm looking forward to that discussion and learning a lot from that brother.
That brother's a walking archive. He's a walking revolutionary library.
Yeah, it seems like it. I got that when I was listening to him. I was like, wow, I didn't know.
You want to learn about political prisoners, if you want to learn about movements past and present, that's the expert. That's one of those jewels in our community. You know what I'm saying? That we can go to, and he's going to give it to you objectively, and he knows how to deliver the information. And that's what I love most about him.
Absolutely. I do want to acknowledge another Queen Mother's in the building, Lay Low Love. She just commented. Yeah, she just commented on in the chat for Queen Mother Virgo Venom's birthday. So I do want to acknowledge that she too is in the building. And look, Sister Marcia said school starts for me and mine too. She said, and I am hyped up too. Baba, you know what I think? I think I just need another break. Not a week, Baba. Just like a month. Just a month. Because I'm just being candid. I'm not excited. You know, it's like I love what I do, and when I go in there, Bob, I give it 100%. You know, I keep the kids interested, I keep them engaged, and I enjoy, you know, interacting with them. I just need some rest, and I think that I need probably like another couple of weeks. That 1 week, Bob, the 14th through the 21st, that just didn't do it for me.
That didn't do it.
I think I just need a little bit more time to like recalibrate, you know, to recalibrate and then keep it pushing. Yeah, Baba. So,
but Dr. Maat, you ran 6 camps this summer while preparing to do more, while running your podcast, while getting ready, while publishing papers, you know what I'm saying, while raising sons, while, you know what I'm saying, looking at the family. So yes, you deserve some rest. You need to take, you know, when you walked in the classroom this year with that folding chair, you weren't playing. You weren't playing.
Baba, they died laughing. I gotta send you that video. I gotta send you the actual video. They were cracking up, Baba.
Yeah.
You know, and I enjoyed doing it.
Working hard, and we appreciate you. I'm letting you know, I can speak on behalf of the community. We appreciate the work that you're doing. We understand the value of the work that you're doing for us. And we want you to rest. If your body telling you to rest, then rest. But you know, rest for you is just having 2 jobs instead of
What'd you say, Baba? I cut it down to 2. I cut it down to 2.
Right. So, you know, I'm resting. I just work full time at the college and run conscious ingenuity on the side. So I'm getting a lot of rest these days, you know. So we got to prescribe you some rest and tell you exactly what that entails.
What that entails, Baba.
Get away with saying she rested. All right. Her rest ain't your rest. I'm just letting y'all know that right now.
He said it's different, Bobby. He said it's different. Bob, and we had a good time, man. I mean, I was reflecting on the UACI summer STEM camp, Baba. That's just phenomenal. Baba, could you speak about that and, Just
Yes.
give the people some feedback on the camp. It was just amazing.
One of the highlights of our summer was the UACI Summer STEM Camp. It was a virtual camp. We had 25 youth from all over the country, online virtually, working with Uhuru Academy and Conscious Ingenuity. Uhuru Academy providing interactive African history and STEM lessons. Then here comes Conscious Ingenuity with the young Black engineers taking over and teaching our babies about cybersecurity, teaching them about AI and the fundamentals of coding, sent out microbit computers to all our participants, sent out laptops to our participants. I mean, I'm still getting feedback from families. A couple of students have rolled over from the UACI STEM camp into full-time Uhuru Academy online enrollment. They love the vibe so much, they just quit their other school. Like, we got we break it up with the public school. That's all we need. That's all they needed was that little push. And now they've liberated their babies from the school. I've had people's cousins calling me, I heard my nephew had a great time in the camp. I want to put my son in the school. So it's great. We already getting demand to bring the camp Black. So y'all be on the lookout. UACI, the winter camp is coming. I'm working with the Urban League. It's not official yet. I'm working with an organization here in Columbia to bring one to Columbia during the fall. But man, look, there is nothing like UACI. Y'all stay on the internet. There's nothing like UACI, especially at the tuition that we offered it at. And I said offered it, ED on the end of it. All right. We still working. We in negotiations about that too. You know, I'm not gonna keep selling these Jordans for Shaq shoe prices. Okay.
Come on, Baba.
You know, with that being said, y'all tell all your Black business owners that go and Beyonce and them DM and let them know that if they ain't sponsoring anything, they need to be sponsoring the UACI STEM.
Absolutely, Baba. Absolutely. I mean, I couldn't agree. I agree with you 1,000%, Bob. It was a phenomenal learning experience, for our young scholars. Amazing learning experience. For them, and also amazing, teaching experience for us, because these students, these young scholars were brilliant, Baba. They were brilliant. They were interested. They were engaged. They understood. They comprehended, the material. And we had students from like 7 all the way to 17, and it was just a beautiful, beautiful experience for everyone, the instructors as well as the students. And so, Bob, I'm telling you, you all did your thing with those interactive lessons and history lessons in STEM. Those kids, they were pumped up when they came, from you. And shout out to Brother Sean Gales. They were really, really pumped up when they came from you to us. And it was just phenomenal. And Baba, we kept them a good time frame. It was from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., which was good. And they got breaks in between, and I think that was just enough. It wasn't something that happened all day for weeks at a time. So it's something that the kids could get in, get out, learn something, and also, enjoy themselves while they were learning. So I think the way that it was structured was beautiful, for our babies. It was beautiful. And so anyway, Bob, let's hop into it. So the Trump RICO case, right? Every day when you cut on Fox, as soon as you turn on the television, whether it's Fox News, whether it's MSNBC or CNN or ABC or NBC, everyone's talking about Trump, the Trump RICO case in Georgia, and they're showing you mugshots. Even when Bible, when I'm on the internet, and I might be surfing and looking through my feed on whether it's Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, the conversations are, Trump. What about the 2024 election? So they're talking about the 2024 election. They're talking about the Trump RICO case and what's going to happen. Will he still be able to run as a Republican, candidate? Will he still get it? If he does get it, what will be, what's going to happen with this RICO case? I honestly, Baba, I don't see Trump going to jail. I think that it's all a farce. I think it's like a media frenzy. They make money based on clicks and views and stuff like that. And it just seems like a circus to me, Baba. And I don't feel like Trump is going to do any time. I think the media is going to make a whole bunch of money talking about the RICO case, and people are going to tune in and view and click and like and share. But I think ultimately, Baba, him and his, allies, that's what they keep calling them, his allies or his conspirators, they're going to get off, in my opinion. What are your thoughts, Baba, about that?
We talking about distractions, and I think that's one of the biggest distractions in the media for the past 2 years has been January 6th. It's basically a propaganda tool for the Democratic Party. I don't think any real problem. Some of those little folks, the little crumbs, especially them black conservatives that got caught up in it, they're gonna see some time. I see where a couple of the Proud Boys got sentenced to 17 years, 18 years. So they handing out some time to some of those that were active right there on the ground.
Wow.
Yeah. They just got sentenced. They just sentenced a few the Proud Boy leaders to like 17 years on average each.
Now, question: this is federal or state, Baba?
I believe it's federal. Yeah, I believe it's Fed. These are Fed cases, because these are conspiracies to overthrow the government. Conspiracy to disrupt the peaceful transfer of power, and that sort of thing. And so they just handed out some sentences. I don't see Trump going to jail because the more they prosecute him, number one, the more of a hero they make him out to be. They're not weakening his base; they're strengthening his base. And I think there's an awareness of that. I think also, and I like that we're saying, too many distractions. The aspect of Donald Trump that's a huge distraction for Black people is that we've allowed racists to make Trump the face of racism. And when you make somebody the face of something, you stop paying attention to where it actually exists. I read a message from Al Sharpton, for example, the other day, where he was criticizing rappers in the streets for liking Trump, right? Because I guess because in the streets we catching bogus RICO cases too. So the streets be like, we identify with that candidate because we got RICO too. But Al Sharpton came out and said, how could y'all support him when he put out a full-page ad back in the day calling for the Central Park 5 to get the death penalty? Right. Yeah, I jumped right in there and I was like, you support Biden, and he authored and signed a crime bill in 1994 that incarcerated damn near half the community. So you're forgiving his racism. He dropped systemic racism on the community, but we want to get on Trump for an ad. Then I saw somebody pull up a picture from 2003, Al Sharpton and Trump sitting together, smiling, posing in New York. Trump actually cut the ribbon on the opening of his office, right? And so this selective memory, right? And in this way that they kind of try to guide our anger. Trump's the face of racism. What does that do? Now you're not paying attention to the racism that's already active in your life. For all of Trump's racism, he does not control the system. So if someone gets over sentenced this morning because they Black, it ain't because of Trump. If the police officer who just killed Sister Kiya, the 21-year-old in Ohio, if they get off, it ain't because of Trump.
Come on.
It's the current system that's already systemically stacked against Black people. And we have to remember that there is no non-racist side between the Democrats and the Republican. There is no non-racist in the equation. And I challenge anybody to prove us different. Prove me wrong.
Oh my gosh, Baba. Facts on top of facts on top of facts. Baba, let's move to the next one.
Yes.
The sitting here thinking about the Dollar General shooting, the murder that took place in Jacksonville, Florida. It says right here, and I do appreciate for once, Baba, that they are calling it a hate crime. Because, I usually, Baba, they don't call it a hate crime when it's, a crime conducted, a white boy go out and do something like this. They never call it a hate crime, right? It's, oh, he was mentally ill and it was just a murder. But now they're actually calling it a hate crime I mean, it would be hard not to, right? He left this whole living will and testimony or manifesto at his house. You know, he goes into the store with a gun that's covered in swastikas, right? And he ended up murdering three black people. The youngest was 19. And it was just heartbreaking, Bob. And I also heard that or read that he drove past, he was at a HBCU first, and that a student recognized him, alerted security, and then the security team started following him around, and then he got out of there, you know, and then drove down the street to this Dollar General and ended up murdering 3 people. There was a woman and her child there. I think her child may have been 2 or 3. She expressed, I saw an interview with her. She talked about how everybody was running, and she said she thought it was lights out. She said she thought it was over. She said she ran in the back of the store and outside, and she said it was like this gate that people, or this wall that people were hopping. And she said she had, you know, I think her 2-year-old or 3-year-old with her. So she couldn't pick the 2 or 3-year-old up and throw the 2 or 3-year-old over it, you know, and then get herself over it. So she said she actually came face to face with the gunman. And here's a picture of him, the gunman right here. She came face to face with him. And she said he pointed the gun at her and said, if you want to live, run. And so she grabbed her child and they ran out of store. But one thing, Baba, that was heartbreaking to me was when she did say that there was some men that just ran, and, you know, and I don't know if it was the adrenaline, Baba, so they wasn't thinking, but she was saying that there, you know, some guys and they just kind of hopped the gate, and she didn't have the strength, of course, to hop the gate. And so basically no one helped her, right? Like, so it wasn't like, you know, everybody kind of was just scattering and running, and no one thought to help this woman and this child. That was problematic for me when I listened to the interview, and she said that there were males there that were hopping the gate, and here it is, she couldn't do it because she had a child with her. So I'm like, well, why didn't you all, you know, assist this sister? But in moments like this, you know, I don't know how people are thinking when you're scared. You know, you're just you're thinking self-preservation. Let me get the hell out of there. You're probably not thinking about everybody else. But we had to change that mentality, right? Like, if something were to happen and we're trying to get to safety, you know, we can't just think about ourselves, right? If it's women, children, elders around, you know what I mean? Pull them, you know, even if it's another brother, pull them, grab them, you know what I mean? And let's all get to safety. I don't think we should be thinking just me. I need to get to safety. Let's all of us, you know, get to safety. But Baba, you know, these racists, these white supremacists, you know, they're bold because he actually went into a black community. You know how back in the day they used to do stuff in the outskirts, and we used to say, oh, they do that out there where there's no black people. But in this case, he went to a predominantly black community where he knows that where we shop, and he went in there, Baba, locked and loaded and ready to kill some folks. And the police officers, the sheriff said that they know, like, you know, he hated black people. They say he hated black people with a passion. But what I'm worried about, Bob, is how many of these other people, you know, how many other Ryan Christopher Powell meters are out there, Bobby? You know what I mean? That's really what my concern is. Like, how many of them are out there? And, you know, and black folks, we gotta take heed, man, when we out there. I know, and I'm gonna land my plane. Baba Imhotep always says, you know, we gotta understand that when we leave out the door, he says, know that we're entering a war zone, right? And so I tell my family that all the time. When you leave out that door, you know, you're entering a war zone, you know, even though you don't see tanks and people running through, you know, the bushes with, what do you call it, Bob? When people have one of those BDUs, army fatigue stuff on, just still know that you're entering a war zone. And not even is not even just that, like, oh, it's like now they're bringing the war straight to the community. It ain't the outskirts. They're coming into the hood, Baba, you know, and saying, I'm going to shoot you up. So, Baba, what were your thoughts about, you know, when you heard about Ryan Christopher Powell meter going into this Jacksonville Dollar General and shooting, you know, 3 brothers and sisters?
First, I want to touch on the point you made about, you know, helping the sister and making sure everybody's safe when things happen, and just implore brothers and sisters, y'all know when we go somewhere and it's just a few of us there and we like acknowledge each other almost with telekinesis, like, what's up? You got me? I got you. We have to get to brothers back to where we're looking at sisters and giving them a look of, I'm acknowledging that she's safe. rather than acknowledging that she fine, you know, and we have to be diligent, you know, in making sure we're looking out for each other in public spaces, when there are women, when there are children around, other brothers around, you know what I'm saying? We need to be diligent and keep your head on the swivel, keep your eyes open, you know, look for anything that look out of place, anything that looks suspicious, you know, and just be ready. And I think a lot of it is just that lack of readiness. A lot of the panic comes from, you know, if I just panic and I take out running, I'm probably not even looking in my surroundings and paying attention to what's going on around me. And we're talking about being distracted. And sometimes when a lot of times when you're distracted internally, when you're walking around distracted, by the time something happens to you, it's too late. By the time you react to something that's going on, it's too late because you are already distracted. You got your earbuds in, you're listening to your music, you're not paying attention to what's going on. You're not, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't walk into, if I walk in a public place with an earbud, I got one in, and that's only if I have a phone call to make. You're not going to catch me walking around a store with earbuds in, listening to music. Why? Because I want to hear what's going on. Right? These things have noise cancellation. And so I just wanted to touch on that for a second. When I heard about this shooting, I'm like, no, not again. See, part of the reason why I'm so hype about school starting is when things like this happen, it just makes me work harder. Like I get upset, and then I say, no, but you know, I'm going to be hype about my work because I'm just playing a small role, but I'm going to play my role. Right. But when I hear about this, one of the things that I want people to be media literate about is how each time someone attacks Black people like this, the media immediately tries their best to frame it as an isolated incident.
Yeah.
And they work overtime to make sure it's not connected to a larger movement. But here we have Dylan Roof back in 2015, a young white male, 19 years old. Then you had in 2022, the Buffalo shooter. He was just 19 years old. Now you have this young white male who's just 20 or 21 years old.
21.
Someone's having a conversation about ethnically cleansing Black people on a platform somewhere, and they're starting to get results. And that's what the media and what people like DeSantis and the politicians, they won't deal with that. When that person shot up that Jewish synagogue a couple of years ago, all the media talked about was stopping anti-Semitism as a whole. They didn't just stick it to this one isolated incident. They said anti-Semitism is something that we should eradicate as a whole. But notice that anti-Blackness is not something that needs to be eradicated as a whole. That's not the conversation.
Teach,
you know,
Robert, teach.
And the media works overtime to make sure that our issues do not become front page news. They rather you just focus on what drove this young white man that we all assume, right, it would be peaceful by default. What drove this young white man to do this? And so he becomes the subject and not the threat that's being imposed upon our community, not just physically, but economically, spiritually, the whole 9 yards. So notice the distraction is to keep us looking at him, but not looking at the broader movements that are going on to dismantle the Black community. And Trump ain't organizing all of them either.
Fire! 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 Fire!
Oh, you are pumped up about tomorrow, eh?
Oh,
I think it's the children. I think it's the children because you teaching now. Baba said, come on, Baba. You over there, Baba. You killing it today. I'm sitting here like, wow, Baba is going in. And you're right, Baba. That's exactly how they promote it as isolated instances or incidents. But Baba, let me go back to something you said. You talked about how, and I tell my students about being vigilant. When you're out and about, be vigilant. When you're in the supermarket, when you're at the cleaners, when you're at the carryout, when you're at the gas station, right? Be vigilant. I say it to my family, be vigilant. When you're out here, you got to pay attention to detail, right? You in the club, you chilling, somebody come in with a trench coat, it's hot outside, you already know what it is. Or you see people with all black hoodies on, everybody got their hands in their pouches, you already know what it is. So being vigilant, Baba, I want to take the time out to promote Baba Mwalimu Barudi's book, Common Sense Security. Oh my gosh. He has a book, Baba. I'm telling you, when I read it, I mean, he recommends little stuff like even when you come home, how do you know when you're walking into your household that your house is safe? A lot of us just assume that we're walking into our home and it's safe. No one has been there, right? But we should always prepare, for when Baba, can you hear me? I went out and came back in.
Yes. I wasn't sure if I was frozen or
no,
you.
it was me. It was me. Something happened with my Wi-Fi, and I went out and came back in. I was saying, Baba, we, in Common Sense Security, he talks about things that we take for granted, right? Like we come into our homes, we just turn the key. We don't think anybody's been in there, right? We don't see anything's broken, so we just assume nobody's been in there. But Baba was saying there are things that you can leave, in your hallway or right outside, right behind the front door to indicate to you whether or not someone has been in your home and moved some things around, or, you get what I'm saying, Baba? He also talked about the importance of, knowing your home, like being able to cut off all of your lights and be able to maneuver through your home in the dark without hitting something, right? Stuff like that. Because he said, we leave our lights on. Somebody come into your house in the middle of the night, you got the light on so they can look around your house and they, so just common sense security when you're out parking under a light, being aware of your surroundings. So I think that would be a great book that all Black families should have. Teach compliments, teach, even if you're single, teach your children, teach your students, whomever, that common sense security so we can be secure when we're in our homes and outside of our home. So family, make sure you go to akobinhouse.com. That's AKOBEN house, HOUSE.com. Akobin House. So AKOBEN house.com. Grab Baba Barudi's book, Common Sense Security, because we have to know how to be secure inside and outside of our homes. So Baba, it touched me when you said, hey, when I'm out and about, I may have on one earbud, but I don't have on the other one because I want to make sure I'm aware of my surroundings. I'm not distracted. A lot of our kids, they walking down the street like this, Baba.
Right.
Distracted. So you're on the phone, you watching videos, and a van just pulled up behind you with a couple of people. And that's what we told Jalen. You walking down the street, don't be on that cell phone because somebody can roll up on you, grab you, and you just caught totally off guard because you're not paying attention. And another thing we got to do, Baba, is stop being afraid to have hard conversations with our children. Let them know that we are in America, and America is not Disneyland. It's not Disneyland, regardless of what image they want to project to you on in the media and the international image that they want to project. America is not Disneyland for Black people. It never has been. And we need to tell our children the truth. But a lot of parents will say, well, I don't want to teach hate. That sounds like hate teaching. No, that's truth teaching. That is preparing our children to deal with the realities that they're going to experience outside. So, Baba, in addition to teaching them common sense security, we need to tell them about America and where we are. That's why telling our story, and that's why history is so important. Because if you knew the history, you wouldn't be walking around thinking that America is Disneyland. If you really understood our history here in America. And so, Baba, we got to have those hard conversations. I told Jalen, I said, Jalen, I remember he was 10, Baba, maybe 9 or 10. And I had to have the hard conversation with him. Jalen, I know you're a child, but people will kill you. People will rape you. People will molest you. It hurt me, Baba, to have to say that to a child and describe that to a child. But that's the reality. That's what people do to children. People grab them, they kidnap them, they kill them, they sex traffic them, they do all kinds of stuff. And so I never wanted him to grow up in La La Land and think that none of this stuff could happen to him. I had that hard conversation with him. And that's what we got to do, Baba.
Right. We tell our children there are people out here who love to destroy beautiful things.
Come on.
Right.
Come on, Baba.
And when they see beauty, they want to destroy it because they don't see beauty in themselves. And we tell our children, you're beautiful. You know, you're here for a purpose, but there are people out here that are here to disrupt that purpose. And so we have to be diligent. We have to be safe. You know, you have to be open. And, you know, we let our children know you can come tell us anything. Anything that happened. You could tell us anything. We're going to ask anyway. You know, and so we do checks. We check, you know, like, and Koyo checks the girls. You know what I'm saying? I talk to my boys and let my boys know, you know, what's going on with this, what's going on with that. Yeah. You know, especially nowadays, because if you don't tell them, YouTube will.
Come on.
If you don't give them the narrative, they're getting the narrative somewhere. Come you know, I'm getting parents that call me and say, you know, my 7-year-old is looking at adult material. My 8-year-old just told me that this is that and that, you know, and they had, he didn't know anything about that. But, you know, when you let him lay there with the tablet, you thought he was just on Disney. You didn't know he went to YouTube, and in that YouTube algorithm, something adult, he put in puppy dogs, and a video that said, look at my puppies came up, and they wasn't talking about dogs.
Come on,
and so, you know, we have to be diligent as parents. Right. And know what your children are watching, what they're being exposed to. But most importantly, just make sure that you're having conversations with your children. You have to have those conversations, period. Just like you said, that's a safety issue.
Come on, Baba. That's facts. Facts on top of facts. Yeah. And so, Baba, look. So after the Jacksonville Dollar General store shooting happened, you know, DeSantis went down there, right? You know, so it says Ron DeSantis is booed by mourners as he attends Jacksonville vigil at the racist shooting. Baba, I'm gonna let you hear I think the councilwoman from this particular district, you know, when they started booing him, she got up and he coming with gifts and I'm gonna take him, and Baba, I got a mammy vibe from her. I really got the mammy vibe from her. And I want you all to watch it with me and let me know if you got the mammy vibe too.
Hey, to the councilwoman.
So here he is. Hold on, guys. Here we go.
Well, thank you for doing this. I want to just say to the councilwoman, I got you. Don't worry about it. We've already been looking to identify funds to be able to help, one, make sure there's adequate security for Edward Waters College. We are not going to allow these institutions to be targeted by people.
Okay, listen, y'all. Let me tell you, we finna put parties aside, because it ain't about parties today. A bullet don't know a party, so don't get me started. Okay, Jacoby is nice, but Ann is not. Now, if the governor wanted to come here and he bringing gifts to my community, y'all know I'm taking the gifts, because we've been through enough already, and I don't want to go through no more. Now, y'all just be quiet just a minute and let the governor say what he gonna say, and we gonna get this party started. You hear me? Okay, let's do it.
Baba, I got a real mammy vibe from her. First of all, I don't think that those brothers and sisters were booing because of parties. She made it seem like it's a Democrat Republic thing. We're going to set parties aside. I think they are booing because the same person who has heightened racial tensions in Florida is now on the microphone, right? So a person who is responsible, who contribute to the heightening of racial tensions in Florida is now on the mic saying, we got y'all. We're going to make sure you're secure. I think it was the whole hypocrisy of it all. That's why they started booing. I don't think it had anything to do with I'm booing because he's a Republican and I'm a Democrat. I think they're booing because of all of the stuff that DeSantis is doing. You know, he's spreading disinformation about Black history. He's not permitting, Black history courses in the curriculum. He's changing, changing, the narrative of slavery, right? Like Black people benefit from slavery. No one questioned slavery until the American Revolution. So he's flat out whitewashing, our story, which in turn is again heightening racial tensions in Florida. And he's been doing this, folks, since he's been governor. And so I don't think that these black folks were booing necessarily because he's a Republican. I think they were booing because of the stuff that he's been doing. You know what I mean? And so she get on the mic. Yeah, all parties aside, you know, we ain't gonna do that. He nice, something nice, but I ain't the one. And if he gonna give me some gifts, I'm going to take it. Let's hear what he got. It was a mammy vibe. He needed to be goddamn booed. The stuff that he's doing in Florida, the citizens of Jacksonville should have booed his ass, Baba. So anyway, Baba, go ahead. What's your thoughts, Baba?
Well, you know, I'm going to say it like this, right? Whether he should be booed or not, you know, and that's up that number one, it's a democracy. If you want to boo somebody, you can boo them. It's the hype generated because we're talking about distractions. One of the distractions in Florida is making DeSantis the face of racism in a state that is traditionally racist. Racism does not originate with Ron DeSantis. And he does not represent the majority of racism that's in Florida. Florida's been one of the most racist states in the United States since it became a state in the United States, right?
That's true. That's true.
You know, and so she kind of that Democratic Party and in the media kind of has to own those boos because you've been saying black people. DeSantis is whitewashing black history instead of saying black people. Ain't nobody teaching y'all black history.
That's facts.
At least it's an argument to be had in Florida. In most states, they ain't talking about black history in the legislature.
Not at all.
It's not even a discussion. So he becomes the face of whitewashing black history in a country that has already whitewashed black history. When was it blackwashed?
That's true, Baba. That's true.
Right. And so so the boos are actually generated from misinformation too. Not that he don't deserve to be booed. He just ain't the only one that deserves to be booed. She deserves to be booed if she's a representative that's going down there, if she's not fighting for her people. Now, if she is, that's cool. The only thing make me uncomfortable is, you know, how she switched to black talk.
When she started talking about,
hold on, let me speak. Yeah, hold on.
That's what it was. Then she
Negro, right quick. While y'all gonna stare at me. We gonna take that gift because we done been through a lot and we ain't going through no more. She had to do the double negative at the end. Ma'am, you can speak to your people with decorum just like this. You can use kids. So, you know, the switching to the hood English, you know, you didn't have to do that.
She did switch it up. She did.
Yeah, she cold switched real quick. You know, hold on, let me talk to him like in terms that they'll understand. You know what I'm saying? So if he gonna bring us some gifts, I don't want to go through nothing else no more. I'm like, oh, not the triple negative at the end to make sure we get it. Yes. You know what I'm saying? So she patronized us a little bit. She patronized the crowd a little bit with that. You know what I'm saying? But again, for me, even the boos are somewhat misinformed because again, they're probably distracted from the issues going on in their own community. You know what I'm saying? Looking at DeSantis when there are other things that they probably could impact inside the community if they took that energy and applied it there locally. So that's how I feel about it.
I say, Baba. And so moving on to the next topic. So the sister right here, Kiya, the young sister, Baba, and I read up on her. You know, they said that they just released the body cam footage. And they were saying that this sister was outside in the parking lot. She was accused of stealing something, you know, out of this Ohio Kroger. And they accused her of stealing. She didn't steal anything. Police confronted her. And, you know, they're saying that basically she drove into an officer and that's why they shot her. You know, I didn't watch the film, Baba, honestly, because you know, I didn't want to deposit that into my spirit. You know, I know my father said, once you see something, you can't unsee it, right? That image is in your brain forever, right? And I think that my brain is filled with enough video footage, you know, of our people being killed, right? And so I just said I didn't watch it, but I definitely, read about it. And so they're saying that, she was shot dead by the Ohio cops. Her family are saying that, the shot was unwarranted. Baba, is it true that they shot her because she hit the gas and hit one of the cops? Is that part true or?
No, from what I've read, and I haven't seen the camera footage, but from what I've read, she nudged on the gas because she said she didn't do anything. She was refusing to get out the car. But what the police officer did, he strategically placed himself in front of the car.
I saw that. I saw a picture of that.
His weapon. Right now, he is not required to do that. Matter of fact, they're only supposed to do that if there's already an imminent threat present. So he put himself in that position so he could have the right to kill. He was very deliberate in putting himself in a position to where he would have the right to kill, right? He didn't have to place himself in front of the car at all. And the statute also states, their procedures also states that if she does move the car, if he has reasonable space to get out of the way, he can't shoot. And he had more than enough time and reasonable space to get out of the way before firing his weapon. And that's where they're gonna key on and try to get him on, is the fact that he was not in imminent danger. He put himself in place to do a justifiable shooting. But when she just nudged the gas, she wasn't coming out fast enough to where he was going to get hit. He had time to get out of the way, and by their own procedures, he was supposed to get out of the way.
So she nudged the gas. So she was parked. These are like screenshots of the video.
Right.
So it says, so she's parked, and basically, she's engaging with one officer, right? From the looks of here. This officer is engaging with her here, right? We see it here, there. And then while this other officer, like you said, is in front with his hands on the dash, right? And so she wasn't trying to actually hit him. That's what you're telling me. It wasn't like, let me stop on the gas so I can run him over. It wasn't that. It's just like I'm already here. It's like I'm just trying to drive off, basically. Like, y'all, all right, y'all done. So I'm talking to you. You didn't place yourself over there. I'm talking to you. I take my foot off the gas and nudge forward, like, look, I'm just trying to go. But it wasn't a thing where she was trying to run the police off.
And my thing is also this, Dr. Maat. They're accusing this young lady of shoplifting. She makes it to her car. Just by saying this is a reason why one got to go on the side and the other one has to pull out his pistol to talk to her. It is an issue within itself, because we're dealing with a potential shoplifter. You can allow her to make it to her car and maybe do a traffic stop. You can get the license plate number. I don't feel this is a situation that requires deadly force or the threat of death. You ain't getting out of here with them pantyhose. Like when you look at the value of in the way many of these officers see our lives, see us as human beings, we're going right back into the same definitions that the Jacksonville shooter has, the same definitions that the white people at the school board have about Black life, that we're only here at the benevolence of white folks, that we're not really civilized, that we're animals, that we're all dangerous, the whole 9 yards. There's an assumption of danger here that escalated this situation way further than what it needed to be escalated to. And that's what we need to be looking at. Yes, he needs to pay for shooting her. But again, it goes all the way back to how we're defined as Black people. Our definitions, how we define ourselves, dictate how we respond, right? But how society defines us dictates how society treats us. And this is another example of a non-threatening situation being escalated because officers approached it as if it was a more dangerous situation than what it actually was.
Yeah, now I agree with that. I think the whole approach was off. And shout out to King Ramya. He said she did drive forward, into the officer. And he said, look, he's like, y'all need to watch the whole video. I agree with what you just said, Baba. I mean that, you got these officers coming in, with force, for a situation that doesn't cause for it. You know what I mean? Like coming in all aggressive, you got the gun drawn, y'all right there, and we talking about shoplifting, right? And
Right.
so it wasn't. We say, Baba? Bob, is that you breaking up with me?
Uh-oh. I think it's you.
Okay. But no, I was saying like the whole approach was too much. You know, it was too aggressive in my opinion. But Baba, I will say this: if she did drive into a police officer intentionally, I mean, I'm not, victim blaming, but I can understand them saying, let me stop this, right? You running into my partner. What am I to do? Like, let me stop this. So I prayerfully, I hope that wasn't what she was doing, like trying to hit the officer or drive into the officer, that wasn't her intention. Because if it was, she really sealed her fate, by making that decision. So anyway, Baba, so moving on.
She was actually the shoplifter in the first place, and so we have to, again,
that's true. That's true.
You got to look at the procedure, and how it's approached. And I used to work in a juvenile detention center, and I did security control, and I developed a whole system of de-escalation. And I had to train up security officers. We ain't putting our hands on children. We're not wrestling children. I'm going to show you how to converse with children, how to communicate with children to where we can de-escalate situations without it going, as far as it's going. To use prevention. Prevention is the best security. But again, just like in education, when they just say, we're not going to pour any money into the Black community, into these Black students, because they just don't want to learn. Definitions define policy. They determine policy, and we have to work, or we have to defend who we are in the definition. And I just want to address real quick, someone had put in the chat that DeSantis was the reason that the Jacksonville shooting happened. And that's kind of been the rhetoric, that they mad at him because it's because of his what he's been doing that's been fomenting this. Y'all don't be distracted from the fact that white folks been killing Black folks since we got here. And that they were very healthy. That white supremacy wasn't going away before DeSantis got in office. They wasn't weakened. He didn't strengthen it. It's already strong.
Always been there.
You cannot gauge what's going on in the white supremacist movement by what's happening in politics. Because your more dangerous white supremacist groups don't even engage in party politics like that. All right. So let's not be naive either, and take our eye off the ball. And off the philosophies that are creating these killers out here that's not starting in the governor's office. So just want to throw that out there too.
No. Appreciate that, Baba. And this, I want to move to the next topic. It says shocking moment: 4 cops punch Black man holding a baby to the ground in Applebee's restaurant after mistaking him for hit and run suspect while driver hid in the bathroom. So here it is. There was a hit and run incident. Hit and run incident. The actual driver ran in Applebee's, and then here's a father who was on his way to the bathroom. I think they said to change his baby's diaper, and the police came in there. They wrestled him, and they beat him to the ground. I read that while he was being punched, that the Applebee's workers grabbed his son or his daughter. I don't know whether the baby is a boy or a girl, but grabbed his baby. While they were punching and kicking on him. It's rumors that Jay-Z hired a attorney for the brother, or security, attorney for the brother. But Baba, I mean, I don't even know where this happened. It says, it's in Wisconsin. So it says this happened in Wisconsin. The shocking moment: 4 Wisconsin cops violently restrained an innocent Black man holding a baby in a restaurant has been caught on cameras. And so here it is right here. It says an internal investigation has been launched after the Illinois man pulled away from dining in Kenosha with his family at Applebee's, knocked to the ground, it says, and repeatedly struck in the head on July the 20th. Cops wrongfully suspected the man of being involved in a hit and run on Highway 50 and Green Bay Road, Kenosha. Earlier that night, the suspect in that incident was actually hiding in the Applebee's bathroom while the violence unfolded outside. That damn coward, Baba. I'm sitting here thinking, you know, does anything kick in like, no, that wasn't him, that was me? You know what I mean? Like, does any of that kick in? Like, you go say, Baba, you see this brother on the ground getting the brakes beat off of him by 4 cops, right? You hiding in the bathroom, sucker free. You hiding in the bathroom, right? Straight sucker. And you know, he got his baby in his hand. When does it ever, you know, not saying, and the cops were dead wrong, because I mean, I'm like, you know, you suspected it was him. I guess all black people look alike, right? All black men look alike. So you came in there, the brother got his baby with him, and you just assumed that it was him that just did the hit and run. So you assume that it's him. You don't have any evidence that says that it's him other than him being a black man, right? So there was a hit and run, right? You run in there. You just jump on the first black man that I guess meets the description, but you're not, you know, whatever happened, Baba, to let me get your license. What kind of car are you driving, right? Because if it was a hit and run and you take him outside to his vehicle, Baba, right? You take him outside his vehicle got a dent on it, then we already know what it is. But they didn't approach it that way. They come in there aggressive. He matches the description and they're beating the brakes off of this black man, right? Not going in there saying, hey, look, you know, he matches the description. Could you give me your license? Give me your license and registration. Show me your car. Let's inspect your car to see if you had anything to do with it. You didn't. Let me let you go. They came in full throttle, Baba, beat the crap out of him. And then you got the real culprit in the bathroom hiding. I'm like, damn, when do you come out, man? That wasn't that brother, man. That wasn't him, man. That was me. I take my charge, man. You know what I mean? I take my charge. I take my hit, you know. What happened to that, Baba?
No, that's not happening. My man ain't gonna come out the bathroom and say, no, it was me. That's not gonna happen.
Baba, people gotta take their charges. That's like me riding around with somebody. You dirty. I don't know you dirty.
You asking for a level of integrity that a lot of us just ain't walking around with. You know, brothers in that bathroom like, I'm finna stay in the bathroom. I don't know what you talking about. Get him out of here. I'm so tired of these hit and run. Get him out of here. Now, brother man was trying to, he was gonna try to get away with that, you know. The bigger shame is, you know, the actions of the police officers, you know, to attack this man who is exercising his right to not be harassed by police officers. If I'm in the restaurant holding my child, just because you think I look like somebody from the hit and run, you can't judge and jury me there. You can't search me unless I agree to be searched, because I have rights. The police officer cannot approach you, okay, and just say, hey, I think you did a hit and run. I'm going to arrest you until I find out that you did. No, I'm innocent until I'm proven guilty.
Absolutely.
Right? Now, I might cooperate with you if you treat me with respect. Let's go look at my car. Right? But if everybody in this restaurant look and say, hey, he been here, then you better leave me alone. You know, so I pray that the brother heals well and get ready for a good settlement, because he's going.
Oh, you know it's coming. You know the settlement is coming.
Yeah. He's gonna get a good settlement, real good settlement coming for that. You know, but again, it goes back to definitions. Right? It goes back to how we are defined. They walked in, they didn't jump on a white boy, they didn't jump on an Asian lady, none of that. They saw a brother, even a brother holding a baby. He did the hit and run, and he hiding behind that baby like a coward. Like that's how their mind is working, you know. And then they ain't thinking about the welfare of the baby when they say we're gonna use force. Because what I need you to do right now is submit.
Yeah, that's it. Submit.
It becomes a power struggle. I need you to submit to me right now. Whether you're not in it, it's just ain't about the crime. Your crime right now is not being submissive to my demands. And that becomes a whole new crime. And here comes the violence, because you're not being submissive. How dare you not understand why I'm accusing you of being a hit and run suspect and talk back to me? See, in that the cop's mind, that's a whole new crime.
Facts, Baba.
And in a lot of our minds, we'll say, well, he shouldn't have talked back to the police. Well, he shouldn't have said this. He shouldn't have said that. When we start exercising our rights, for a lot of us, we'll be like, nah, you shouldn't have did that. You shouldn't have exercised. You see, that's what you get for talk. You can't talk back to them. You can't talk to them people like that. Why? We ain't on the plantation no more, y'all. You gonna be free, or we ain't gonna be free. One or the other. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, man. So big ups to that brother. He'll be able to pay for his baby's college. in everything.
Yeah, he'd be fine. Yeah, he's gonna be at they break him off a few million. He's gonna be good to go.
I pray for justice for him, and I pray he hit him so hard that they have to fire some police to make up for the money.
Come on, Baba. And last but not least, Baba, let's talk about what's going on in Niger. You know, what's happening over there. You know, there was a coup d'etat. I always say coup d'etat. I might be butchering it because of that good old Baltimore accent, but there was a coup d'etat in Niger, and they got the president out of there. You know, and it was folks that, you know, they were saying he was a puppet. You know, he was a puppet for France. You know, he was letting European powers you know, do whatever they want to do, you know, control the economics, you know, in Niger. And they said that Niger is extremely, you know, impoverished because of that. They letting the European powers, European nations come over there and, you know, take the, you know, the same story in a lot of those African countries. They're coming over there, they're taking their natural resources, you know, and sucking the country dry. And you have a lot of people who are poor. They said then you got refugees in Niger. And so there was a coup d'etat, but they said it's been about, they said that Niger got its independence. I'm going to go like this: independence from France in 1960. And since then, I think it's been like 4 or 5 coup d'etats. And the last one was in 2010. This one is in 2023. But they, you know, one of the presidents, his National Guard members, I think they kidnapped them or something like that, got him out of there. And now there's another brother who said, basically, I'm taking over. And so, you know, the European people, of course, they kind of threatened he was coming in there. And then they said Mali and Burkina Faso, they were like, nah, if y'all go in there, we're going to view it as an attack on us. So stand back. And so now, you know, I'm reading that Europeans are now evacuating Niger, you know.
They cut off the lights and the water at the embassy.
You said they what they do, Baba?
Cut the lights and the water off at the embassy. Told them they got to go. Yeah, they cut the lights and the water. Told them they got to get up out of there.
Goodness. So they fighting European imperialism. You get what I'm saying? And we thought that was you know, some people think that was something happening, you know, a thing of yesterday, but it's happening today. And you know, you got people who are sick of it, man. And so, Baba, what are your thoughts about, you know, what's happening in Niger and, you know, Mali and Burkina Faso and those African countries? Now, mind you, it's not all of them. What I did read is that this particular organization, and it's an organization. Yes, Baba. What is it called?
ECOWAS.
ECOWAS. I heard that they're torn. I heard some of them are like they're backing what this brother's doing in Niger, but the other half, you know, they're just like, you know, no, we don't want no parts.
Right. Well, ECOWAS is an organization, a confederation of African nations, mostly African puppets that are friendly with the French, the United States, and the West. And ECOWAS is really an economic organization that oversees the natural resource deals and economic contracts, the imperialist contracts that these countries have with French, with the French, the United States, and that sort of thing. So ECOWAS is stepping in, you know, because somebody's going to mess with the money. And they're pressuring the ECOWAS nations. And these are basically African nations who accept loans and accept money from ECOWAS, saying, okay, you know, we're going to put a force on the ground to go and reverse this and get things back to the way they were. So the ECOWAS nations are the puppet nations that you know, in Nigeria and all that. But even they are fighting back. Even the ones that are ECOWAS nations are saying, no, we're going to let diplomacy prevail because the coup is extremely popular among the people over there, you know. And a lot of people don't know that the French, since colonialism ended, the French still collects taxes from 14 different African nations.
Oh, I believe that. I believe that.
Yeah, they still collect taxes from 14 different African nations. Niger is interesting because it's rich in uranium. Uranium is a key ingredient when it comes to making nuclear weapons. Okay, what do you have going on in the white world? You have Russia and Ukraine. And you have the world seemingly lining up, the West lining up against Russia. Then you got the BRICS companies, you know, the BRICS countries and stuff with Russia. So now if the world is going to war, Africa is always the center because that's where all the natural resources are. Our computers don't work without the coltan in the Congo. You know, they can't build bombs without the uranium, the oil. Like Gabon just had a coup d'etat. They're rich in oil, right? And so what we're seeing right now is a scramble for Africa. On the one end, we're celebrating on the ground that, yes, they're kicking the French out. They're kicking the imperialists out. But on the other end, you're saying, well, who's supporting the armies that are kicking these people out? Is it Russia that's supporting them to kick them out so they can cut a deal with Russia and China? So is this really a proxy war where both black sides are actually representing different non-African interests? So those are the questions that we should be asking. How does that impact us? The closer the world comes to war, you know, the United States loves a good war. So if you saying, well, I'm black and that don't impact me, one way it may impact you is if World War III starts and you got your people is in the military, you gonna go. Another way it may impact you, for all my FBA friends that want reparations, you might have to get some imperialist reparations. They might say, well, if y'all support us going in and dominating Niger, dominating Burkina Faso, and taking these, you know, if you get on cold with the United States, we'll pay you some reparations. They may throw that out in front of you to help impact, you know what I'm saying, how we look at the world. So it has a direct impact on who we are. Those of us who want to do global business as black people, when you step foot on the continent, what type of American interests are you representing? If you represent something that society ain't down with, you might not be welcome when you get over there. So we need to definitely pay attention to what's going on in West Africa. We need to pay attention to global issues. Don't wait until it impacts you to learn how it impacts you. Right. And so this could be a proxy war, because all those nations who battle, who are fighting to get the French out, just about a month ago, they all attended a conference with Russia.
They're going from one master to the next. That's what I'm hearing.
Right. Now, Russia does it different. Russia has never colonized an African nation, and they're one of the only non-African nations that actually send troops into Africa to help Africans fight colonialism, because it's mutual interest. So Russia is not a traditional colonizer, but what Russia and China does, they cut deals with African nations that are not horrible, they just bad. So you used to get a horrible deal, you don't talk to a bad deal. So right. So still, Dr. John Henry Clark said it best: Africa has no friends.
Everybody wants to exploit Mother Africa. And so I hear that I did hear the ECOWAS, like some of the countries are with it. They're backing Niger, and then Niger and Niger, but some of them are backing them, and then some of the people in ECOWAS, some of them are like, nah, we ain't with it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But you did say so they may be, like you said, overthrowing France. And, you know, and I think the U.S. is also in that, because the U.S. they're over there as well. You know, I read that the U.S. has, I think, over 1,100 troops on ground over there. But they, you know, but anyway, so there are, you know, some of them are backing them, some of them aren't. Bob, it's like the whole lesser two evils from what I'm hearing from you. It's like, you know, should I go with France? You know, get them out of here, go with Russia. Russia's not as bad as them, but Russia's still bad. And I just hope that one day we as a people will get out of that cycle. Like, you know, feeling compelled to choose one or the other, you know, and just start beginning to build for ourselves and do for ourselves, Baba. You know what I mean? And control our reality, define and control our reality. Go ahead, Baba.
And one of the things we're talking about distractions, one of the things that the story of the coups is distracting us from, there's a cadre of African leaders in Africa, including the presidents of Uganda and Kenya, East Africa, and things like places in that ilk, that they are actively teaching and preaching Pan-Africanism right now. There is a movement among African nations to create a common currency. There's a movement to create an African superhighway that'll traverse the continent. So it's funny that right before the coup in Niger hit the news, what was hitting the news were African leaders going into these world summits demanding independence and demanding that things change. Now, all of a sudden, we're seeing the coup. But the African leaders, there are African leaders on the continent right now that are speaking out in the spirit of Nkrumah, in the spirit of Garvey and others, you know, and they've kind of been drowned out of the media and this coup has been put forth because what the media understands that a lot of black people, we just don't like violence, especially violence against white folks. And so when you can characterize our revolution as being violent and corrupt, then people will stop wanting the revolution, and they'll just want things to stay the same, to stay the way they are. The same way the Democrat Party does us, and how the United States government does us. Don't vote for them because they real racist. We just racist.
Don't vote for them, Baba. What you say, Baba? Don't vote for them. Don't vote for them. What do you say, Baba?
Yeah, don't vote for them. They real racist.
We just racist. We just racist.
We regular racist. They real racist. You know, because you call them out, say, no, look at these policies that y'all doing over here. Yeah, but if you vote him in, it's gonna be even worse. Like, you're not gonna make it better. It's like making it better is not even on the table. You just need to make sure you don't vote to make it worse.
Ashe, Baba. Ashe. Well, Bob, I think this is a good segue because I know we talked about a lot today, a lot that's going on in the world, and we're saying, hey, you know, it's so many distractions, y'all. Let's stay focused. Let's stay focused. And Baba, you're focused. You know, you're focused, Baba. And I love what you're doing at the Uhuru Academy. Liberation through education is your mantra. And as the great Malcolm X said, you know, education, not miseducation, y'all, or this what y'all call education, which is really indoctrination. He says education is the passport to our future. And so I see what you're doing, Baba. I applaud what you're doing. And Baba, I want you to give the people, you know, we talked about a lot of problems, a lot of issues. So let's segue into some solutions for our baby, right? And the Uhuru is definitely, you know, a solution. So go ahead, Baba, you have the floor.
Give thanks, and Asante Sana to you, Dr. Mayat, for your work, and we comrades in this. We're comrades.
Oh, absolutely.
In the African-centered education movement. You are a huge part of the Uhuru Academy, and we can express our appreciation enough, not just as a parent, but as far as I'm concerned, our director of STEM. You know, conscious ingenuity is the official science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics partner of the Uhuru Academy. We are very excited. We're about to start our 13th complete school year. And I'm so honored and humbled by that because it's been such an adventure. We are a completely independent school, you all. No government funding. We are here because of Black love. The Uhuru Academy exists because we do what we say we're going to do. We do it at a high level, and the Creator surrounds us with people who have those same values. We are a K-12 online private school. That's a part of what we do. Our K-12 online private school, which is now enrolling, even though the school year starts tomorrow. In our online private school, we focus on vision development. Our children need to know why they're in school, why they are in school, and what they're going to do in the future. We focus, of course, on who we are. We speak from an African-centered perspective. It's more than a Black history class. Okay?
Come on, Baba.
Yeah, African-centered education is not a Black history class. It's about being centered around who we are as a people and helping our children redefine and define our culture. We have a rigorous academics program that's skill-based, not grade level based. We do not give Fs at the Uhuru Academy. If you don't get a good grade, we call that a CH. You get a challenge, right? But there's also no ceiling. So we have geniuses in the Uhuru Academy that are ready to graduate high school by the time they hit 15 and 16 years old. We have part-time options, full-time options with the online program. We're an excellent partner for homeschooling parents. Let us handle the academic side and let the baby build the family business with you. You know what I'm saying? Also an excellent place, an excellent village for Black parents, period, that are looking to find their way. You know, we have a bunch of entrepreneurs in our village. We have a lot of powerful young Black couples that are trying to make Black love work in the midst of all this chaos. You know, y'all, we band together. We band together and we strengthen each other in this journey at the Uhuru Academy. We also have an adult education program called Operation Reconnect. If you know anybody 16 and up that stopped out of school, we have an accelerated high school diploma program where they could come and earn a high school diploma from us. But the jewel is that they have to put together a detailed plan for success that we coach them on. Right. So when you graduate from the Uhuru Academy, you have to graduate with a plan, not a dream, a plan, right? We just had a sister graduate, dr.maat, in May. The school system kicked her out. And she was literally told she wasn't going to amount to anything. This sister signed up for Operation Reconnect. We got that life coaching in her life and helped her figure out what she wanted to do. Guess what she discovered? She loves cybersecurity. She enrolled in Jarvis. She graduated from, after putting her plan together, finding out what her vision was, embracing it, putting her plan together. She went to Jarvis Christian College because her grandfather is an alumni. She went to Jarvis Christian College, got into the side. She's got enrolled, started in the summer, made all A's in the summer, currently making all A's right now. They've already rewarded her with a 4-year UNCF scholarship because of her ability to speak, communicate. The same energy she used to put into getting in trouble, she's putting that energy into being successful. But we almost lost her. We almost threw her away. That's what Operation Reconnect is all about, giving our people an opportunity to reconnect to education, entrepreneurship, employment opportunities. So also consultation and training. We train teachers. You can bring myself in, Dr. Juichi Bomani in. You can bring in Dr. Oyamayat. You know what I'm talking about? Right. And we'll train your teachers on how to introduce an African-centered pedagogy, a vision development approach to education, how to introduce STEM into the classroom and make it culturally relevant at the same time. So if you engage with your school district and you go ask them, what are y'all doing with the professional development dollars? And when you go see they bringing in their cousin now that ain't talking about nothing, let them know they need to bring in the Uhuru Academy so they can teach their children, their teachers, how to communicate with your children. And of course the UACI STEM camp, right? We have camp, we'll travel. All right. We could do our camps virtually. We could come do our camps in person. Y'all, we ain't no excuses. Right? Build it out. And the problem I want to wake up and say, golly, it's too many people trying to enroll in my school.
Come on, Baba.
I don't have the capacity for all the people that's trying to enroll in my school. That's the problem I want y'all to give me. That's the problem that we want to have at the Uhuru Academy, because we're ready. We getting ready to scale up anyway. We have a brand new learning platform that we're developing right now to Dr. Maya. Now, teachers are going to be able to come onto the Uhuru Academy website and set up their own courses.
I love
free
it.
And for pay. Right? And so our goal is to build the most powerful education engine online for Black people in the world. And we still out here putting schools on the ground. Shout out to UASC International going into their 8th full school year this year, out here in Columbia, South Carolina, powered by the Uhuru Academy.
Ashe, Baba. Hold on, I gotta drop the bomb for you. I'm looking for it right now. Baba, Baba, I don't know if you see it online when folks say, where are the solutions? We y'all keep talking about the I said, brother, sister, you ain't tuned in. If you're asking me about the solutions and about the movement, you're disconnected, because there's a lot of movement. And shout out to brother Haki Shakur again. He and I were building last week, right? And the sister came on in and she said, where's the movement? It's so much celebrating and not enough movement, not enough action. So I paused, Baba, when I saw her comment, and I said, sis, you disconnected, because it's a lot of action going on. You just not a part of it. You're disconnected. So you need to connect with the activists, connect with the movers and shakers in your community, because it's a lot of us out here problem solving. You got Black folks complaining about the miseducation system, but you keep sending your children there. But what about supporting the solutions? They say, where are our Black schools? The Uhuru Academy. Look it up and enroll your child. Be the change you want to see. I wish, Baba, I pray that there's a mass exodus one day out of the miseducation system. We don't need those folks to train our children and indoctrinate our children. Right? We don't need them, but we don't need that, family. And so if you can pull your child out, man. But yeah, Baba, thank you so much for all that you and Mama and Koyo do, for the community. I absolutely love, the the Uhuru Academy, South Carolina family. You know, when I brought my family down, and my mom and my cousin, who are all, you know, educators, been educators for 25 plus years. My mother been an educator for 35 plus years. And when they came and they looked at your school, Baba, they looked around like this. They walked the hallways. They went into each classroom. They engaged with the teachers, with the UACI, not yes, UACI, with the with the Uhuru accountable is UASC, the USC, UASC, like founders, those people who've been working with you and Mama and Koyo. My mother said, "This is how Black children should be educated."
I'm a witness.
She was looking around. She said, "This is how it's done." Those children eat vegan meals, good, fresh cooked vegan meals, you know, for breakfast, lunch. You know, they go outside. They got archery. They have they're domesticating chickens. They're learning about nature and herbs and all kinds of stuff and learning about nature. You know, I love the room that you all have, the ancestor quiet room where we venerate, you know, our ancestors. While you're walking down the hallways, you see nothing but affirmations everywhere, plastered everywhere. The library, Baba, it was just, Baba, I'm telling you, maybe I need to come down there one day, Baba, and just go live and walk around the building and let the people see. You get what I'm saying, Baba, what we talking about? And it could happen. And as you always say, you say the UASC is a model institution for us, a model educational institution. You said this is the model. And it is, Baba. It is. It was breathtaking. You know what I mean? And I was just like, dang, I wish that we were in the same state. It would be a no-brainer. It would be a no-brainer, you know? It'd be a no-brainer to pour our children out.
4 acres of Black love and Black power. You know, this campus is beautiful. Shout out to the Washington family, the owners, the proprietors, the founders. They are beautiful people. When we met back in 2013, our visions just aligned, and they honored me by asking if I would help them build an Uhuru Academy. They gave me the idea of multiple Uhuru Academies. You know what I'm saying? And I said yes, and we've been working together ever since. And they've taken things to another level, to the point where we moved out here in 2018 and ain't left. You know, we still here. You know, so this is the model institution, and I love it. And I just want to say this too. Shout out to my Black families in Florida. When you said, you made a point about complaining about the miseducation system, take your people out, especially in Florida, because guess what Florida has that most other states don't, outside of Arizona? School choice, complete school choice. I have a family in Florida right now that's using the school choice dollars that DeSantis supports to pay for their child's tuition in the Uhuru Academy. If you in Florida, you can enroll in the Uhuru Academy basically for free. Using school choice dollars. So we get mad and we put a face on racism, and we're distracted from the policies that he might support that might support you.
Ashe.
Ain't no friends in politics, just interests.
Ashe, Bob. And look, Zank Tank said, I know exactly where I'm sending my kids when I have some. Salute to the young warrior. Salute to the young warrior. Salute to the young warrior. Family, make sure that you get your children enrolled in conscious ingenuity. We are an African-centered STEAM program: science, technology, engineering, art, and agriculture, right? That AA, and mathematics. And so we build character and confidence and capabilities through STEAM. We are a K through 12 grade program family, and we're deployed everywhere. You know, we have a strong partnership with the Uhuru Academy, a strong partnership with the Kamoyo Shule Africana school with Baba Imhotep. We're in several schools in Baltimore City. In fact, they want to throw me some more schools in Harford County, family. So we are expanding greatly. And so, family, if you want to get your children involved in conscious ingenuity, where your children will explore coding, circuits, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, robotics, machine learning, you want your children to be exposed to that. And in addition to building their character through African philosophies, you know, Ma'at and Nguzo Saba, if you want your child exposed to stuff like that, right? If you want them to be an African-centered engineer family, make sure that you enroll your children today in Conscious Ingenuity. Come to the website, check it out, family. You see, we have, this is feedback from educators. This is what educators and parents are saying about us. We list the benefits of working with us, right? We're engendering, critical thinking and problem solving, collaboration skills, perseverance, communication, and all of that stuff. Okay, we are culturally responsive, really African centered. It says culturally responsive. We have a hands-on curriculum. Okay, we use arts as a means to teach STEAM concepts. All right, and so make sure that you come here. I want you all to check out also the team, man. This is not a thing where it's white folks doing this. This is us. So you come here. Yeah, you come here, you meet the team. So you hear myself and you hear Miss Bowen. She's there. And I love this. This is my lead instructor of Conscious Ingenuity. This is Mr. Amin Anderson. And this is the team of instructors right here. So family, it's us. Come work with us. Be involved, get involved. I now have a roster of over 17 Black engineers, right? Who are learning, Baba, to be African-centered engineers. And so, family, if you're interested in getting your child involved in Conscious Ingenuity, you can come over here, click the sign up, fill out the sign up form, and enroll on our email listing for more information. All right. So let me see if it's on. I think that sign up form is on every page at the bottom. Yep. You want Conscious Ingenuity in your program?
Oh.
That you track. We got another. What happened, Bob? I'm back. Am I back?
You broke up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But if y'all didn't hear Dr.maat, she was letting you know, get over there and sign up for that newsletter right now.
Absolutely. At consciousingenuity.com. And it also, family, learn our history. So you can go to MELTREK365.com to learn our history. You come on over here, man. You get all of the MELTREK stuff, right? So we have, the digital download films. Okay. So you got DVD and digital downloads. We also have books. Okay. And we're getting ready to put a curriculum for MELTREK online. So curriculum will be available soon. And also, I didn't mention that Conscious Ingenuity, our curriculum will be up and it should be ready probably by the end of this year. We'll have a Conscious Ingenuity curriculum that people will be able to access no matter where you are. And we also plan on deploying a MELTREK, a Black history and African history curriculum right here on MELTREK 365. So learn our history 365 at MELTREK365.com. Right now, family, we are working on MELTREK episode 3. Trying to click on this. I don't know if it can click. Is it going to click for me? Yes, here it is, family. So right now we're working on MELTREK episode 3, exploring the Ma'afa part 1, the arrival of the Portuguese. And so you can come here and reserve your copy. I'm going to drop the link in the chat. Come here, reserve your copy because this will be ready to go. We wanted to be finished, the episode, by August, and I wanted to release it in August. But I didn't, Bob. I wanted it to be right. I didn't want it to be sloppy. I didn't want to rush it. I found some mistakes and I said, what, we're going to iron out these mistakes and these things and make sure that this story is accurately told, right? Accurately depicted, right? And it's heavy for me, guys. I was actually talking to one of my family members a few days ago that just telling this story is really emotionally and mentally taxing, but it has to be told. And it has to be told and it has to be preserved. And that's what we're doing. So family, make sure that you reserve your copy for MELTREK, exploring the Ma'afa part 1, the arrival of the Portuguese. And so that when we do drop it, you'll be the first to know it. Okay. You'll be the first one to know it. And then last but not least, family, make sure that you get your child in the Asafo training camp next summer. Make sure you get your child in the Asafo training camp next summer. Okay, we just finished up our second iteration of the Asafo training camp, and it just gets better and better and better.
Oh,
next year, Baba, we're offering the Agoji camp, for young girls. So I can't wait until that graduation in August when we have our Asafos on one side and our Agojis on the other side, graduating at the same time. And so we, make sure, family, that you go to asafocamp.com to sign your son up for this camp next year. Baba, do you have any closing words, Baba, for the listening audience?
I want to give thanks to you for inviting me on today. And I just want to point out that one of the things I love most about your leadership and your serviceship is your attention to detail and how meticulous you are and how you won't release something unless it's right. And, when people are starving for bread, you ain't got to give them you don't got to give them a feast. Just give them a little piece of bread, but you won't do that. You give us a feast. And not everyone does that. We can get away with having a raggedy Black History program. It can be raggedy. You ain't got to do all that. You don't need animation and you know what I'm saying? But you're blessing us in making the investment in time and in money and in resources to give us something on par, with the quality of the mess that our children are being fed. You know what I'm saying? And so MELTREK looks wonderful. It looks great. When part 3 comes out, people are gonna be blown away by that. Conscious ingenuity, the way you interact with your team and how meticulous you are with training these young engineers. Y'all, I'm just letting y'all know the sister is building engineers. Okay, she's building engineers. Don't take that lightly. And I just want to give you a special shout out for that. And I want to implore everyone to make sure you're sharing the platform, but not just sharing the platform. Make sure you're on the email list on both the MELTREK 365 and on Conscious Ingenuity. Make sure that you're referring people to these programs, because this is how we allow the best and the brightest, our best and brightest, like a Dr.maat, to continue to not only work with Morgan State or any university that she's working with, but to build institutions themselves. I feel like our experts, our doctorates, and our people who have taken time out to become experts in their field, they should be our next institution builders as well. You know what I'm saying? So let's make sure we're supporting. When we get one that has made it to the pinnacle of education, like you have, Dr. Maat, and you're choosing to work with us, to work with the people and build with the people, then we need to wrap our arms around you and support everything that you do. And those are my words today.
No, Ashe, Baba, and I receive and I appreciate your words, and I appreciate you, man. Like you always, Baba, you pour out so much. You pour into your students, you pour into your family, you pour into people in the community, and you're always pouring. So that's why, Baba, when you pour into me, I like to throw it right back. Bam, because you always, because Baba, you are your energy and your knowledge and your commitment, to advancing our people, Baba, is just absolutely amazing, Baba. And I always tell folks, I say, Baba, my go-to person. So I say, y'all looking at me, y'all looking at me when I need to know something or need to confirm something. I'm on the phone with Baba Imhotep and Baba Amin, and and Baba, what you think about this? I'm gonna go hard, like yesterday when I told you, I said, Baba, I'm writing this paper. And I want to declare Carter G. Woodson as the father of African-centered education. And you said, maybe the modern day movement, but it's always been there. You just start going. You're like Baba, when it come to this, man, I'm talking about African-centered education. You know how you say Haki is like a walking library when it comes to political prisoners, that whole history of political prisoners and, revolutions and revolts and all of that. When it comes to African-centered education, you're that library. So I could, Baba, I need a proverb that deals with ba. And you sit there and say, let me think. And then you tell me, da. This is what you can do. And I said, all right, Baba, I love the puppet, Baba. The puppet is phenomenal. I love that puppet that goes through the African proverbs. Baba, I love it. I love your mind. I love how you create and the things that you create are things that benefit us. You never create just to create. Everything that you create, whether it's a curriculum, whether it's your animated puppet, whether or not it's creating partnerships, whether it's your music, whether it's an event or whatever it is, when you create for us. So when I think of that quote by Dr. John Henry Clark, where he said, everything that touches your life, right, should be an instrument of our liberation. I feel like you embody that quote to the T. Everything he said that touches our lives should be an instrument of our liberation. And when I say you embody that, That's what I see, Baba. So we love you. We appreciate you. We honor you today and every day, Baba. So I'm honored to be your comrade. I feel honored when I call you and you pick up the phone and can give me 10, 15 minutes of your time, because I know you're pulled in 50 million directions. You're meeting with this person. You got this student, this parent, this, that. I don't take that lightly. When I ask you to come on and build with us, you know, and teach us, and you set aside an hour, 2 hours of your time to be with us, I don't take that for granted. And I want you to know that. I want you to know that you're respected, you're valued, and you are appreciated, Baba. And so I'm honored to be your comrade.
I say, let's get it. I'm ready. That's on. Can we start class right? Tell Jalen to sign on. Tell him to sign. It's time for class. We start school right now. I ain't waiting till tomorrow. Let's go.
Baba said, let's go. So family, look, family, thank you so much for tuning in, family. Before you get out of here, make sure you thumb up this video, thumb it up, thumb it up, thumb it up. Also, share this video on your social media pages. Copy the link, put it in your family group chats or your friend group chats. Let's each one and teach one in the 21st century. And the way we can do that is simply by sharing a link. So let's get the information out there to the people, family. I mean, all we're asking is thumb it up and share it. I'm not asking for no super chat. You know how Baba people will be on here. Give me a super chat. Give me a super chat. All I ask is that you thumb up the video, that you share the video, that you subscribe to Dr. Oya Edward Ma'at, subscribe to the Uhuru Academy, right? And then support the solutions that we just provided you. That's all we're saying. I mean, I'm not asking for a super chat, not asking for a cash app, donation. We're just saying, man, support these platforms and support the solutions. All right, family. So with that said, I'll probably be live again, probably Thursday, because since I went live today, I'm not going live tomorrow. So I'll probably be live again next Thursday, family, at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell so that whenever I go live, you are notified. Baba, thank you so much for tuning in. Send my love to Mama and Koyo and the babies, okay?
I shall.
Peace. The peace, Baba.
Yo, this shit up on the track.
All right, family.
Freedom every time.
We out here.
Check this. Watch this.
Here we go now. Listen, if I'm Hooper rule, I be the ruler like Slick Rick. Get with this quick-witted Adidas wearing shit. Papa got a brand new bag. Mama got a brand new Jag. Or go tag. I ain't no old hag. I represent not only in the kitchen and the bedroom, but also in the boardroom. So give me more room. Deny my opportunity. You in jeopardy. Yo, set me free. Don't hinder me. Let me be.
I'm fighting for freedom. I got the heat in case you need them. Straight soldier. Ain't nobody told ya. Hard up on them lies. I know your games and your plans. Do whatever you can to oppress the man. But when it's time to drop the ball, bring the funk in the song. You say you never met a sister so strong, you're wrong now. How can we be free? It takes you and it takes me to blend together in harmony and peace and love and all of the above. Sisters coming together representing one love. No disrespect, but we gotta get it together. No matter what the weather, sisters gotta stick together. And sisters be strong, don't let them steer you wrong. Hold on, cause sisters got it going on, yeah. Bring your mind and your soul. Don't make no guys from take control. Because you're young and you play the role. And after that story, I've never been told.
These are the things that you can do and the things you ain't supposed to. So where my brother when I think I'm getting closer? That's when I tend to think of Rosa. I once said took a seat to make a stand, but now I'm standing. We've gotten more demands and they never thought in planning that a wish for us to sit would be a dose. Just roller coaster. Whether tradition or religion, why you question my decision? Why you spend up all your time trying to get into my mind? Why everybody and they mama got to add to all my drama, mad drama? Hell, if I'ma keep my dominating feministic hell creating crazy, sexy, cool black in the palms of your player hater stands. My only chance of being free is to fly within me, and it's illegal to kill a eagle. A bird is never more important than my people. I guess we didn't need them, so I took away his freedom.
Bring your mind and your soul. Don't make no guys come take control. Because you're young and you play the role. And after that story, I've never been told.
My spiritual awareness leads me to believe that your doubt in the sisters could come with the peace. We've been together since I created Border. The African border celebration is in order. Pop the cork and give champagne to the stork that brought the light to my mama in New York. African, I come again and again. You kick me down, I get back up, I'm coming back in multiples again. You know where I come from. Sprung from the belly of the beast, used to speak African tongue. So I showed her, next one bolder, sprung the devil over my shoulder. I'm getting over, cause I'm bolder than the next. I'm enlightening cause I speak the real truth from the text. Who's next to flex with this S-I-S-T-E-R? The sun, the moon, the sun, and the star. Wanna see how open you are? Bring your mind and your soul. Don't make no dice on take control. Because you're young and you play the role. Alright, I know you are gonna make them know. Come and take a walk with me. Closer walk with me. See what only I can see. Nobody knows the trouble I see. So it's back to the womb of everlasting life and truth. Let the heaven of a system embrace you. And praise the mother gods. Coming to the light, let it shine. Blackness is fire, the blackness of the skin, the blackness of the mind.
I am who I am, and that's who I be. And I don't give a damn if your eyes can't see. If you can't see what I can see, that's your blind, baby. I'm a woman who's black, so back up, cause the zone. I'ma tell you strong, what's wrong with the world that we're living on? It ain't who you know, it ain't what you drive. It's about how you feel about yourself on the inside. When your self-esteem is low and they call you a hoe, then you think you's a hoe. But that ain't what the Lord God made you to be. I need you to see you're black and you're free.
Bring your mind and your soul. Don't make no dice from take control. Because you're young and you play the role. And after story has never been told. Bring your mind and your soul. Don't make no dice from take control.
No matter what.
Oh man, y'all. Uhuru Sasa. Uhuru Sasa. Freedom now. Sasa.